Let's talk about an Azure haul. August 2023. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. So right here is my very small Azure haul. My total was $232.80 because I am on the East Coast and the truck comes from the West Coast. I do have to pay a shipping, which is the weight of the trailer divided among everybody that's got an order in the trailer based on your weight of your total purchase. And mine was $20.85. I did have some Azure cash from last month that I rolled over to this month, and that total was $5.30. This is my last month that I'm getting a $30 credit for being an Azure affiliate, meaning that I just boost their company, which I personally do not think they need to be boosted because I love everything we have gotten from Azure. I love the people that I have met at our Azure drop. I just love just everything about them. So I don't have a problem boosting or talking about the positive of their company because it is a positive company. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on what we got from Azure for this month. And we got the sales flyer for next month. We will go through here, see what's on sale, and mark what we want to get for next month. Now there were two items that I ran out, and I was so glad to be able to get this. I didn't run out to the point where I had to go to the store and buy it, but from taking the last item from the freezer and using it was my last item. But I was able to get those items back into my freezer. This is my favorite Parmesan cheese. They come in the wedge and they're just a little bit over a half a pound each. I have a case of a total of 20, so that's 10 pounds. And the total for the case was $79.70. So that breaks it down to $3.90 a wedge, which is, in my opinion, a good quality Parmesan cheese. That is pretty awesome. Another item we got was the Mother's Choice sweet cream butter. They are each 1 pound, and they come in 4 of these quarter-pound sticks. They're the same size as the sticks you get from the grocery store. They're just shorter and fatter, if that makes any sense to you. I just happen to have an old stick in the refrigerator. They're the same size. They're both a quarter of a pound, but you can just see the difference. But they are the same amount. They're just shaped just a tad bit different. You can see the marking right there where it says tablespoons, quarter of a cup, 1/3 of a cup, and a half a cup. Just like the bigger one, they're the same. So the Mother's Choice for 6 pounds was $23.47, which comes up to $3.91 a pound. My favorite flour, it's a 50-pound bag, and it's $58.03. I got 2 yards of cheesecloth, and this was $3.45. The husband took the last jar of peanut butter out of the pantry, so I had to go ahead and get another case. So it's a case of 6 jars of peanut butter, and they were $37.88, which breaks down to $6.31 a jar. The other item I was out of was my A2 milk powder. I like having this on hand because I add this to my milk when I make yogurt to make it thicker so I don't have to strain it and lose a lot of whey. I use this in anything that calls for milk and I don't have milk in the refrigerator. I will just reconstitute this and use it just like regular milk. It goes into my hot cocoa for the wintertime, my instant gravy mix, which I hope you saw that video about us going camping and preparing a few things before we go camping. I'll put the iCards somewhere in this area so you can go check that video out. But I use powdered milk a lot, and my jar is completely empty. Well, that's it for the Azure haul, but let me tell you a few things that we got while we were there from Tammy. Thank you, Tammy, for thinking about me when it comes to fresh produce. I do appreciate you so much. So she's affiliated with a church in her area, and they have a lot that they are growing some fresh vegetables to sell or give to the community, just to get some funds so they can also help people that are in need for money or assistance of some sort. It's a great program, but they grow, I can't remember how big the lot is. One of these days we're going to go visit that garden, and we're going to go see what Tammy and the church has done. I bought these from the church. So I've got 2-gallon size bags of green beans and a bag of green peppers. We're actually going to take both of these to Amanda's house because we're going camping with her, and we're going to go ahead and process the green beans at her house. Don't worry, I'm bringing you along with me. And we're going to take the green peppers camping so we can have some fresh green peppers to go with that hummus we're going to make in a couple days. You can't really see it, but this is a reused pasta jar full of elderberries. I just have them sitting in the freezer until I'm ready to process these, but I'm actually going to put these in the dehydrator and dehydrate these. And Tammy has some really good recipes on elderberry besides elderberry syrup, which is great immune boosting, cold fighting syrup that you could take during the winter to just fight off anything that's going around in your neighborhood. But we're going to dehydrate these together. I also got a gallon size bag of tomatoes from her, and I just have these sitting in the freezer until I could get to processing this also. But I want to show you what we got from our tomato plants. And every time a tomato is ready or close to ready, I will either freeze them right away or just stick them on the countertop until they ripen, and then I'll just put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer. But so far I've got 4 pint size containers of tomatoes. So I have 2 gallons of tomatoes right now. I'm just going to slowly just keep adding to them, stick them in the freezer until I get enough that I have to process. Alright, so now I need to go ahead and put everything away. I'm debating if I want to go ahead and shred a bunch of this Parmesan cheese, put them in Ziploc bags, that way I already have grated Parmesan cheese when I need it, or if I'm just going to continue to do the way I have been doing, removing a wedge from the freezer and grating it at that time. But in the meantime, these will stay in the refrigerator until I'm ready to decide what I'm going to do with them. I can leave them in the original package in the refrigerator until January 2nd, 2024. So I have time to figure out what I'm going to do with these. But I kind of like having ready to go Parmesan cheese. But I do like having wedges too. We'll figure that out when the time comes. But in the meantime, I'm just going to stick it in the refrigerator. If you like grocery hauls like I like grocery hauls, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. So now I get to put all my stuff away. Put my tomatoes back in the freezer until I'm ready to process it, along with the elderberry. Put the peanut butter on the shelf. Put my powdered milk in my gallon-sized jar. And I gotta deal with that big flour bag. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, family. Until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family. Alright, tomatoes and elderberry back in the freezer.